What's up, YouTube? This your girl Zari. We're back here again to have our technical musical talk number 2. And I'm so glad I had such a positive response on last week. Just discussing where we are in black music, getting people's opinions. And I'm glad that everybody can join in, because now we're going to do another one. Period. First, I would like to recap what we talked about last week briefly. And that's just basically pivoting into doing more skits, intros, outros, pairing artists and engineers so they can create sounds that enhances and pushes forward their personalities, and it matches the sounds that matches their voices, and making sure that we're giving artists the time to create works and keep that quality of music up. That fast fashion music, it ain't cutting it, and it's showing in the degradation of the music sound. Which led to me writing an article that I think I wrote this article either November or December of 2023, and it's called Hip Hop What's Up. And at that point in time, the drill music and the TikTok sound, it was aggravating me so bad. And as somebody who actually plays these songs, I can't recommend any band, any school. My nephew in band, he can't play none of that stuff on his instruments. He played the bass and the drums. I play the clarinet. I can't play none of that song. So that's where it's important for us to start making music that we can replicate sounds on, so we can actually play it at football games. We can actually play it at the basketball game. Because that's how you know music really good. If I can play it in the field show, I can play it in the stands, that's how you know your song hitting. So that's the conversation that we're going to be having on today. I do first want to start off by giving out my professional and musical background, in which I did not get that off last time. I do have a background in marketing. I graduated from Georgia State with a bachelor's in marketing, and my focus has been in sales for the last 4 or 5 years. Musically, I played the piano from 4 to 5. I ditched them because I did not like my instructor, but that's alright. Because I started singing in church, you know, doing speeches, dancing in front of the congregation, and that's another conversation where we don't go to church that much. Them babies ain't up there saying Easter speeches and singing in the choir, which is why we ain't got nobody who can really sing. Young. Shout out to my teen stars. Hope y'all take care of y'all mental health and everything. More blessings to y'all. And lastly, when it comes to my musical background, I want to talk about how I listen to music, so it does come off unbiased. Now, I do have a lot of music theory, and that's just basically because I play an instrument. I play my guitar too, so I play the guitar a little bit. I play the piano a little. Although I do understand music theory, key changes, key signatures, how to read sheet music, and what sounds pair well with others, I do want to give people the background of how I listen to music. So first is going to be the instrumentals, and that's just how all the sounds fit together. And that's how everything is layered, which leads into arrangements of the instruments. Whether that's your bass guitar, maracas, steel pans, guitars, harps, violins. I listen to those things because those actually what makes the sounds layered, and it gives a full effect. It actually gives that luxury sound that I'm talking about. Ad-libs, intros, and outros, that also adds more layers to songs and just gives the song a full body sound. And then lastly, I listen to the lyrics and the flow. How you rap or sing on a beat also determines how well the beat goes. Because if you hitting against the beat, it's not going to sound good. And if you ain't got no little ad-libs and it's flowing well, I mean, the song really not going to go anywhere. So I try to get that out so I can make sure that my opinion is unbiased and unsolicited. I'm not trying to, down anybody's music or anything like that. But I do try to give my full opinion that will give a better way for people to go about making music. I had 5 challenges I addressed in that article. 1 was oversampling. Prince talked about that, and we're going to get into that conversation too. Number 2 was no real instruments played by actual musicians, which affects how the soul of the song sounds. No real musicians in the song, no soul. Number 3, poor mixing, mastering of beats. Those 3 topics are really under all one umbrella, so we're going to combine those lack of emotion and overhyped drug usage. Alright, now, we got something to talk about. It ain't gonna be too long, but we just gonna go over it briefly because you want to hear more in depth. You definitely can go into that article. Oversampling, no real instrumentation, and poor mixing and mastering beats is honestly together. Oversampling was something that Prince talked about, in which I learned in my music society and culture class in my freshman year of college. And it basically, he was talking about the trajectory of music. He knew that this was coming. It wasn't really fun of sampling because you gotta think about it. Prince is a person that can create any sound that he wants on any of his instruments. So it's kind of offensive to say like, you're gonna take a beat that somebody actually spent their time on making the sound for it? What? So I get it. As somebody who plays an instrument, I understand what his gripe was. But even if you're going to sample a song, at least chop it up. Put a little reverb on there. Increase the pitch. Loop it. Crossfade it a little bit. Reverse it. Anything. It just doesn't need to sound like the original song, because at this point we're doing covers. People do covers on YouTube all the time. I'm not trying to hear a cover. I'm trying to hear something new. And that's literally where oversampling has gotten to. People don't know what's the original and what's the sample. That's really messing up how kids can recognize music. Because Let Me Know by Aaliyah is technically by the Isley Brothers. Most people don't know that. So you basically taking away from the original artist and making this new person that actually did a cover of the song and saying that this their song. This not their song. This is a cover of somebody else's song. I get it. It's more popular because it has a more attractive voice on there. But it's always good to let people know where this was originated and then taking something and making something brand new. So it's not the same song. Because the original artists get lost in translation of the sample. The instrumentation for me was no soul in the song. You cannot replicate musicians playing on a song. I don't care how many beats or instruments you use in a DAW or Pro Tools, Ableton, or any of them other DAWs you probably purchase. It's not going to give you the same effect as a live person playing on a trumpet or a bass guitar. Please put those people and give them artists their money to play them songs. You can even use a high school or college band. Just donate to the school. Donate to their program. Those are what you really need to be doing. You can get a full effect of the emotion and the feeling that you're trying to put into your music. It actually makes a real difference. And lastly, poor mixing and mastering goes back into people just don't know how to cut up the song good. Now shout out to my producers that do. Timbaland, Pharrell, The Alchemist, Wheezy, Esco, Metro Boomin, Missy Elliott. It's so many. It's so many. So it's just not just putting the song together. Make it so that it's new. Cause just using the songs over again, it don't do nothing for folks. Like it ain't giving like, I'm like, oh, this is just somebody else's song again. And folks ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We need differentiation. Differentiation leads to us being able to distinguish what time period music comes out in. You can tell 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s music apart from each other. Cause 80s LL Cool J don't sound like 2000 LL Cool J, right? NWA and Dr. Dre, two completely different sounds when he first came out. And then you got the Chronic. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get my gist. Because that also leads to another conversation I want to have about how you have to have a level of consciousness or thinking to even listen to some artists or receive their music well. Because I'm not listening to What's Beef by Biggie the same way I'm listening to Hit 'Em Up. You have to be able to differentiate, like some artists make some music, this artist makes this type of music, and being able to differentiate that I can't listen to these artists the same. Lastly, we want to talk about the overconsumption of drug usage and lack of emotion. You lack emotion because you're on drugs. You're using the drugs to suppress the emotion. I get it because we all got vices. However, what you should be talking about is how you feel. Where you are mentally in your life. Where you're at physically in your life. How is your environment, your new status affecting you? How does it affect the people around you? That's really what you should be talking about, because then at that point it's like, oh yeah, he going through some stuff for real. So this how it really is to be famous. Or this how it really is to get money, but you really still dealing with the same thing. That's real conversations. I'm not trying to hear you in a Balenciaga and blew a bag. I can go to Balenciaga too. Hell, I got some. I mean, at this point, all y'all doing is the same thing we doing. We just not blowing money on it. I might only get one thing from Balenciaga. That's fine. Your Balenciagas don't look no better than mine. It's just on the same people. And I got mine from the store. Okay? I got a representative on my phone right now. So at that point, you got to connect to your audience saying, this is what it is, this is where I'm at, this is my emotion of where I'm at. We can pivot here by creating our original sounds. I already said that we can always get a band. Donate to the program, but create the sounds using that band so you can get the music that you want. Create that luxury sound. Use the formulas of already established producers, composers, and artists. You don't have to necessarily mimic it, but you can just take bits and pieces. That's like my makeup routine. It took me years to get the perfect makeup routine. You know what I do? I take from this creator, I take from that creator, and I put it in, and I see what worked, I see what didn't, and I come up with my own routine. Same difference, really. That's how you have to you it up. I Zari it up, everything I do. So you it up with any of your talents. Artists should start reading more. Asking more questions so you can find inspo. The real reason our rap is dumbed down so much, folks don't read. They don't know how to read because you can't read and you ain't gonna read. You need to know the difference between an idiom, a metaphor, an analogy, an oxymoron, and an onomatopoeia. We might have to start going over what them words mean. Because it's been a long time since people didn't sat in the classroom. Confirmation, my phone going off. Been a long time since you sat in the classroom. It's been a long time you seen literary words. And since you're rapping words, you need to know some words more than just the basic term. Get people to get in some books and some definitions. That's really it for my conversation on today. The next conversation probably is going to be like your level of thinking when it comes to listening to music. I got a whole conversation about that. And I had to express myself when I was playing my clarinet. And I was like, dang, man, it's been plenty of times I couldn't even receive an artist's music just because my life and my thinking wasn't even at a point that I could receive the music. So that's a huge conversation that I want to blend together. And I definitely have to get that written up. Because, honey, it's so many things I want to talk about. And this is one thing I really like expressing myself on. Now it's our music recommendation time. We have No Worries, Why Lord. That album's so good, I ain't even realize I sat there and listened to 19 songs. Y'all did y'all thing. For real. Did y'all win the Grammy? Let me see. Alright, phone, don't start acting stupid now. Yes, y'all won a Grammy. Anderson .Paak and Knowledge. Y'all, honey, y'all deserve that because it was so good. Schoolboy Q with Blue Lips. It was so good. Y'all, it reminds me of like superhero music meets West Coast music. Like, I like Schoolboy Q anyway because Studio one of my favorite songs. I was in the studio trying to get to you, babe. But the songs are getting dope and it's me to play. I ain't gonna get into it, but shout out to Schoolboy Q, man. Mutt by Leon Thomas. Yeah. She said, take your time, but still right. I like that part of that song. Freddie Gibbs on the remix, that was hard. Cause Freddie Gibbs be spinning on. Jagged Edge, all original parts, volume 1. Y'all did y'all thing. Now, first of all, I really love that our seasoned artists are always making music. My only tidbit about, don't put so much auto-tune, y'all. Y'all don't have to use that actually. We understand y'all age. Keep that age in there, cause that mean that grown folk music. That's what I want to hear. You had that little raspiness on your voice. That mean I know that you mean what you saying. You saying what you mean. Cause that's why I Walked Out of Heaven, one of my favorite songs. And then we got Larger Than Life. By Brent Faiyaz. Is it called Larger Than Life? Yeah. I had to go back and listen to that. That was really good. Brent Faiyaz has the ability to make any song very catchy really quick. Cause I was already singing the song like I already knew it. Cause Wasteland, Honey, I listened to that album on repeat for a month. So yeah. Thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in and engaging with this type of content. I love these type of technical talks about music because this is something that I actually do all the time. And if you have any music recommendation, any album recommendation, please leave them below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. That's something I keep forgetting. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I will leave my pages below. Check out my article. I know this is a lot of stuff, but y'all, it's worth it. I appreciate your time. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.